Welcome to Koh Chang. This has to be one of Thailand's most epic, rustic, tropical paradise islands. It's home to beautiful mountains, waterfalls, hidden beaches. This place has it all. What I love most about this island is that Koh Chang has two completely different personalities. Over here on the east side of the island where I'm spending most of today's video, life is slow. It's quiet, local, laid back, and it's a real throwback to the good old days of island life. But swing over to the west side of the island, it's a whole different vibe. Epic sunsets, beach clubs, and too many restaurants and hotels to name. And we will check that side of the island out in the next episode. But for today, I want you to just sit back and relax, because we're going to be exploring this much more laid-back version of Koh Chang. So, crack open a beer and get your flip-flops on. We're off to Koh Chang. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let's begin our adventure together. Okay, welcome to Koh Chang. So in the previous few videos I was exploring Koh Kood and Koh Mak, which are very close by, and I went back to the mainland, got on my motorcycle, came around and jumped on the car ferry, which then took me over to the island of Koh Chang itself. The ferry is really affordable, only 120 Thai baht for me and my motorbike, and we cruised over in about 15 minutes to this beautiful tropical island. Now, Koh Chang is a huge island, and I'll never be able to do it justice, and certainly not in one video. So this will be a two-part series. The first, we're going to be exploring this quieter side of the eastern part of the island. Thank you so much. Come on, Cap. I'm just waiting actually to check in to my hotel because I'm a little bit early. So right next door is this beautiful little shack, and I've just ordered some pad see ew and a nice watermelon smoothie, and then I'll go check in to my resort. I just met the lady who owns it. She's been living here for 30 years and she's Thai, and she seems really lovely. And she was just like, yeah, welcome to the quieter, chilled out side of the island. And we'll be able to explore all of it in this video and in the next one, thanks to my little motorbike, Zelda, who is my trusty steed. To kill a little bit more time before check-in, I found a DIY bike wash, and I gave my bike, Zelda, a well-deserved spray clean. We had just finished a 2,000-kilometer road trip in Isan. All of those videos are on my channel, by the way, and she was in desperate need of a wash. Anyway, chores are over. Let's finally head over to the hotel. Hopefully we can check in and begin exploring Koh Chang properly. Okay, so welcome to the beautiful Sunrise Beach Resort here on Koh Chang, Thailand. My home for the next 3 days. I chose this place because it had really good reviews. The lady who runs it speaks very good English and she seems really friendly, so it kind of gives it a boutique feel. And she took over this place about 10 years ago and she redid it, she renovated it, added nicer rooms, added the swimming pool, and all of the rooms are these little tiny houses with thatch roofs, and outside there seems to be furniture and a little hammock. I can't remember which one I booked. My room's actually not quite ready yet, so I'll probably just get into my shorts, put some sun cream on and relax by the pool. Here you can see they have a little outside massage area. Here's the scale of Koh Chang, and you can see on this map why it's called Koh Chang. Chang is the Thai word for elephant, and if you look at the map, it does look like an elephant's head. You know, here's the top of the head and the ear, and then here's the trunk coming down. And so we're going to be concentrating, we've just arrived here from the car ferry, and we'll be concentrating on this side of the island. Koh Chang is huge and it's very mountainous, and so we'll visit some of the waterfalls, we'll try and maybe climb up to the highest point. There's a few fishing villages along the way, and lots of surprises, I'm sure, as usual here in Thailand. That's Koh Kood, that's where we were in the previous video. The video before that we were in Koh Mak, and here's Koh Chang. All of these islands together are the islands in the province of Trat, eastern Thailand, not too far from Cambodia, and about a 1 hour flight from Bangkok.
Yeah, this resort was really nice. Great staff, fantastic owner, and just very laid back indeed. I could already tell that this side of the island was to my liking, and just the atmosphere here, it was exactly what I was looking for.
Okie dokie, my room is ready. Lovely. The owner is called Pen, and she's so lovely. I would recommend this resort just to meet her because she's such an adorable human being. Anyway, this is my room. I can't quite remember how much I paid, but this is the price. Okay, I'll double check on my booking website. I booked 2 nights. You can tell it's been renovated to a good standard. There's also a nice shower room, lovely. For an extra 500 baht, I could have got the beachfront version of this room, but this is the garden room, even though, look, there's the sea. And we're literally 15 meters behind the beachfront because I actually thought I don't want to be right next to the lapping waves. Sometimes I can get quite noisy at night time. And I just love all the little furnishings, the outdoor little seats here to just sit. There's a nice patio and gorgeous gardens. All the flowers are in bloom. The sky is blue. It's beautiful. So I'm gonna finish unpacking and then we're gonna go explore this beautiful island. But recently I've been testing some awesome new travel products and I'm really excited to share with you 2 specifically from Ekster, who are sponsoring this video. This is also a perfect Christmas gift if you're looking to get something for someone last minute. So Ekster make loads of really good products, but the 2 that I've been really happy with is 1, this vacuum travel kit. I'm able to suck out the air using this pack, which enables much more space in my backpack for camera gear and other things, and it just helps you reduce the size and the weight of your backpack. It's so good to be able to take this many clothes and squash it down to something as thin and small in your backpack as possible, like this. This is the rechargeable pump, by the way. It's so small and light, and you just suck out all of the air using this, and it really easily charges with USB-C, easy. And when you're heading home and all your clothes are dirty, it doubles as a really good laundry bag. This is a very good travel gift for someone this Christmas. And I've been loving this. This is the Ekster Wallet Pro. It's super slim, fits up to 12 different cards plus cash, and it has this signature quick access trigger, RFID protection, and it comes in a really nice leather case. The materials they use to make this, it's so high-end, it's so luxury, and they've got this amazing solar panel card here, right? It's got a tracker built into it. Just 2 hours of sunlight gives you 3 months of charge, and it's ideal for people who misplace things, which is perfect for me because I'm always losing stuff. Ekster's running their Christmas sale right now, so hurry up and click the link in the description to get 54% off. But that's actually not all, because you can use my code Paddy Doyle at checkout, and that will give you even more discount, up to 64% off. Just head to partner.ekster.com/Paddy Doyle or use the link in the description and get yourself or a loved one the perfect travel Christmas present. What I love about these independently run guest houses here in Thailand is they're so laid back. So Pen, the owner, she was showing me around and she's like, oh, I did build this cocktail bar in the pool area, but I couldn't find any good staff to do the cocktails. So I've just put a beer fridge, and if you want to have a drink or a beer, just grab one and send me a picture on WhatsApp and I'll add it to your bill. And it's 24-hour swimming pool and 24-hour help yourself. So you could come here and have a few beers and under the stars. This video will be filmed over 3 days. And so, you know, I don't review hotels. This is not my content strategy, okay? And I paid for this room completely out of my own pocket, as I always do. I love to just give the money back into Thailand, and that way, if something's not great, I can mention it. But so far, I love it here. Right, let's have a drink and let's actually enjoy the view. There's a beautiful breeze out there, and this pool and this beach. This is so nice. Very chill. Koh Chang, off to a great start.
As much as I love to hang out in paradise, I actually find way more joy in just riding around aimlessly, trying to find fun things to see and to do. Aimlessly exploring and soaking up the vibes of this island is an activity for me in itself.
Obviously I have my own bike, but exploring Koh Chang on a rented scooter is the way to go. But if not, your hotels, your accommodations will be able to sort you out taxis, don't you worry. But having the freedom of your own scooter just unlocks the island. I'm just currently following the coast road. There is a main road, but then there are quite occasional little turn-offs to these little country paths that give you a little bit more of an intimate experience of the jungle, and hopefully will spit out a few hidden gems. I'm just kind of literally making it up as I go along. You've got palm trees and rainforest fragments from back in the day when this entire island was just a huge Jurassic rainforest, basically. Even after all of these years, you cannot beat the feeling of exploring a tropical paradise on the back of a little scooter, just going slow, looking at all the things. This is durian farm behind me. That's all durian trees. And yeah, just life doesn't get much better than this. And yeah, a second later, just as I was driving through this little village, I've come across the temple here, right on the water's edge. There's a beautiful rickety looking pier. Let's just go have a little look here. Obviously, this shimmering, colourful shrine caught my attention. Look at the beautiful artwork on the outside there. So gorgeous. Wow. This is where they burn incense and other things depending on what they want to sort of bring in. I've seen them throw fake money in there. I've seen them burn envelopes of, notes. And here's a a cool little fellow, a little dragon turtle hybrid. Let's brave this little rickety pier. Look at these people, they live here all around. This is a little village. People's homes. Oh, I have to be really careful. There's a few missing wooden planks. I don't know. I don't really want to start my Koh Chang trip with a broken ankle. The mountains are just there. It's such a mountainous island in comparison to any of the other islands around here. Koh Kood has a few, Koh Mak is basically flat, but Koh Chang, if you ever look at it on Google Maps and switch to terrain mode, it is just so aggressive in its mountainous regions. I feel like this is a very good representation of Koh Chang's east coast. Just dotted little villages, everything's nice and clean, everything's nice and proper, and very local, very relaxed. Not pretentious in any way, just people living their life. And yeah, there are resorts and there are guest houses like mine sprinkled along the coast, but it's much more mellow. High tide, I do not trust this structure. It's already crumbling and falling apart. This side of the island is just so laid back, so local. And these people just live happily here, fishing, relaxing.
Yeah, I wasn't too keen to hang around too long on that dodgy pier. But I was really impressed with this side of the island. I had been here before, but I found it last time to be too quiet. But now I'm a little bit older and my travel style is changing quite a bit. I prefer these much more laid-back surroundings.
When I come to these islands for 3 days, the first day is about settling in. I normally quickly film the accommodation so you can see what I've chosen as a base. And then, you know, you can decide, oh, that looks good, or nah, not for me, too expensive, or not nice enough, depending on your travel style. And then normally I just go out and explore randomly, just sort of get a feel for the island, get a feel for the location. And then on the second and third day, I can kind of deep dive a bit more. But today, this is still just kind of my first impressions of revisiting Koh Chang. It's been quite a long time since I've been here. And I'm just driving around aimlessly, to be honest, as you can probably tell in this section of the video. But as I was just driving along, I checked my Google Maps and there's a waterfall here called Koh Chang. And I just drove a little random road and a French couple just arrived and they've gone to explore the waterfall, and I thought I might as well. It's actually got mixed reviews, but it's not one of the waterfalls that you have to pay to visit. There's a few other waterfalls that look bigger, you know, and they're part of the national park, and there's a 200 baht fee. So I just thought I'd check the free one out, because if the free one's good, then we don't have to go to the expensive one. Isn't it cool that you can come to a waterfall like this on an island as popular as Koh Chang and not be surrounded by Instagrammers and annoying people? You know what it's like when you go to these waterfalls in other islands. I'm not going to name any names, but they can be a little bit overrun and a little bit of a buzzkill. So down there, that's level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. Oh, that is lovely jubbly. Thumbs up for Klong Nonsi Waterfall. It's clean. It's the perfect temperature. It's a bit cold, but it's perfect. And only 2 other people here. They're a young couple, and I think they want the waterfall to themselves. Like getting that energy. Maybe they want to get their freak on, I don't know. So I'm going to let them enjoy the waterfall on their own. I'm not going to talk to myself on a camera while they just want to enjoy peace and quiet. So I'm going to let them do their thing on whatever that is up there. And hopefully they can seed another couple of young Frenchies, this time from Koh Chang.
Right, let's keep exploring together. I punched in a place on my Google Maps and set sails for the goodies further south. This waterfall was super chill, and it gets a massive thumbs up from me. I always find it really difficult to explain the feeling, the joy that I get from simply just driving around and exploring a place, especially the feeling of exploring Koh Chang.
And driving in Koh Chang is such a beautiful experience. This has to be one of the most beautiful islands. Like, it feels like, you know, people like Carl in Thailand and other like expats who've been here for 25, 30 years, and they tell you stories and they make YouTube videos about the good old days on Koh Samui when it was 20 baht for a wooden hut and stuff like that. This side of Koh Chang feels like a time capsule has transported you back to the good old days.
Over here on this side of the island, that feeling, that joyful, wondrous feeling, it was found in bundles. If I could bottle this feeling and sell it to you, I would be a very rich man indeed. after so much exploring, this island is big. We finally made it to the place that I put in to my Google Maps. I didn't actually remember where I was headed to. You know, was it a cafe? Was it a viewpoint? A beach maybe? I couldn't remember, but I didn't really care. I was having the time of my life, regardless. Ah, yes, now I remember, that's it. It was a mangrove forest. Perfect.
Okay, free entry, only 20 baht to park your bike. And we are into the thick of it. Mangroves are one of my favourite ecosystems. Fantastic prevention against natural disasters like tsunamis, and a hub of activity with crabs, birds, insects, monkeys sometimes, and hornbills. One thing I've noticed as well about Koh Chang is this side of the island anyway, is so clean. All the villages that you drive through, there's no trash, there's no build-up of trash. It's just immaculate, actually. It's definitely seen better days. There are lots of missing planks and a few wonky ones. And definitely a little bit of a hazard. If you're obsessed with nature like me, you'll absolutely love this side of Koh Chang. And just as I'm looking, past the horizon through the canopy of this mangrove forest, you can see the distant jungle that's just constantly in the mountains of this island. And some of the trees in the distance, they just look huge, you know for a fact that eagles are nesting there. And it's just a massive wilderness. Hardly any development on this side in comparison to the other side of the island. Man, this is pretty. Holy moly.
I do love a good old mangrove forest, and here on Koh Chang, they have their fair share of it. We'll see more of it soon, but the sun is starting to get low, so let's see if we can find a place to enjoy sunset. It is a bit tricky on the east side, but I do know a few places. As you head further south on Koh Chang, the roads get very steep and very aggressive. If you're new to riding scooters, I would skip this area, maybe take a taxi here. You don't want to get hurt, and these turns and slopes are pretty scary even for me.
This part of the island, the roads are very steep. Be careful. Pretty amazing. So this is actually called Long Beach, and wow, Koh Chang, you are ridiculous. This is the kind of island I can never do justice. Like, there's no amount of footage, there's no amount of drone shots, there's no amount of hard work that I can do to relay just how rustic, beautiful, epic this place is. Like, certain islands, they're exactly what they say on the tin. Koh Tao is parties and scuba diving. Koh Phangan is for hippies and piss heads. Samui's for your holiday makers, your families, and Phuket is for your Russians. Obviously, I'm just kidding. I'm generalizing. But Koh Chang, on this side anyway, it's so beautiful. It's so rustic. There's hardly anything going on. There's hardly anyone around. You just drive along the roads And you're just like, wow, look at that. Look how quiet and calm and peaceful everything is. Look how happy everyone is. Look how big their smiles are. The locals, when they drive past you, they're dead happy, you know? And it's just, this is peace. Peace and quiet. That's what this side of Koh Chang is defined as. There's a handful of beach huts on this beach that you can stay at, and they don't look, you know, like they've got too many amenities, but look at the view. Nice little restaurant behind you, and they're just, I mean, this is the sunset beach, right? This is where I thought a lot of people would come to watch sunset, but look, there's 6 people in the restaurant and there's nobody staying here as far as I can see. And this is a really nice place to stand and watch the sunset. But just be careful, the rocks are a little bit slippy.
The next morning, it was time for a peaceful sunrise, and at 9 o'clock I had an idea to explore one of the many small fishing villages.
Okay, good morning, and I've come back down to one of the fishing villages called Salak Kok, and it's here on the mangroves, and there's a lady out there just cleaning up her catch. She's got a nice basket of big prawns and some juicy crabs and a few little assorted fish. Anyway, there's a little mangrove, you know, estuary system here, and I think you can take a little boat trip. So I'm gonna go ask if I can. It's very quiet because I've come, you know, 9 o'clock in the morning. There's not much action going on. Okay, so just opposite this coffee shop here in the little village is a kayak station, and you can rent kayaks, obviously. But for 300 baht, I've just paid a local guy to take me on a little boat trip of a tour of the mangrove forest. If you've got more than 1 people, if you've got 4 people, it will bring the cost way down. But it's just me. But this will be a nice peaceful way to explore the mangrove forest again, and also like the local village life around this area. You can get like lots of food here. There's a few little restaurants and a place to get coffee and a cold beer. So you could definitely make a nice couple of hours down here and get lunch as well, but it's a bit too early for that. Okie dokie, here we go. Kind of reminds me of, I did a boat trip in Ninh Binh in Vietnam, and it kind of had the same kind of mechanism of propulsion. Ready, Cap? So bye, mate. Bye. It's a beautiful morning, nice and still. There is an umbrella as well. We'll keep our eyes peeled for nature, wildlife. But it's just a nice way to see the village. I think most of the activity would be at night, because a lot of the stuff that they caught in that basket anyway was squid, and you can catch squid much easier at night time. All very relaxing. Let's keep our eyes peeled for something. I'd love to see a monkey or some birds. Or a crocodile. I really recommend this activity, guys. It's really peaceful. If you come early in the morning as well. Just extra quiet. So peaceful, isn't it? This side of Koh Chang. Lower Mac. There's a few other people joined now. Anyway, we've just made our way to a nice fishing village and then we turned around and came back. So let's get back to the place where we started and then go on the hunt for some food because I haven't had breakfast yet and I'm getting hungry. Careful. Okie dokie, it's time for lunch. I've been recommended by Pen, the lovely lady, at my accommodation to check out this new cafe slash restaurant. It's got a beautiful view overlooking the southern end of the island. It's called Altitude 79. I've ordered just a fried rice, but they've got some really yummy looking pancakes and waffles and cinnamon toast and lots of really good looking cafe style drinks as well. Anyway, beautiful setting up here on the hill overlooking the island, and seems like a good local spot to get lunch as well. Everybody here is Thai, which is a massive green flag.
After a chilled out afternoon, I headed further south again. I braved that dodgy road again, but this time I had my sights on a different bounty.
Okay, I have stumbled across one of the most beautiful parts of the island. So here's my plan. I decided to come to the southernmost point of the island because there's this fun little excursion you can do where you can rent kayaks and for 200 baht and go across to this beautiful little island. It's only 500 meters away and there's like a sandbar with beautiful coconut trees and coral reef, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And I did go there a few years ago and had a real adventure on the kayak, but I remember it being quite tricky physically, and there is quite a bit of wind out here today, and so I just took a look at the waves, and today the wind has actually picked up quite a lot, and so I just don't think I'm going to do the kayaking. There is a boat trip to this beautiful island, and honestly I was just looking at the footage on my drone. I was just like, wow, that looks absolutely incredible. But as I was flying, I had to look around in the neighborhood and I saw just across from the end of the island this beautiful beach. I mean, it is absolutely gorgeous and the sand is like blindingly white unless you've got sunglasses on. It's like so bright, this sand. It's absolutely gorgeous. And look at it. It's absolutely pristine. And there's a German couple there having a little chat, and there's a bloke having a nap, and there's no one else here. This, I think, is the perfect example of why the east, this side of Koh Chang. It's just so chilled and such a hidden gem. Because a beach like this on an island as popular as Koh Chang is so quiet, because it's quite tricky to get here. Obviously you have to drive at least an hour, but if you want a pristine paradise beach on Koh Chang with very few people, then come here, link in the description, with all the other places mentioned in this video as usual. Okay, I've learned something about Koh Chang today, and that it is very, very easy to meet some cool people, have a chat, play some Jenga, and then just spend 3 or 4 hours talking utter shite and sharing stories about our travels. Basically, I just nipped in to have a quick coffee in a little guest house, restaurant / hotel, and bumped into some subscribers. We started chatting, we sat down, we had a drink. Next thing you know, it's 3 hours later and the afternoon is rolling in. I'm just watching some local people out there fishing on the end of a very dodgy pier. I did try to drive on that pier. There's also some kind of a shipwreck just beyond that, which was quite interesting. And there's actually quite a lot of shipwrecks along this stretch of road, and it's really scenic here. They've got all these park benches. There are hundreds of them. Well, maybe not hundreds, but there's at least 50 of them all down the side of this road. And you can just come and sit and admire the view. It's a shame that there isn't a sunset on this side of the island, but I think I've had a little look on Google Maps. I think I might have found one. Okay, this is the final section of the video. I've come to a place. On Google Maps there was a little tree called the Lonely Tree, and I clicked on it because it just looked interesting, and it is really beautiful and it is very lonely. It's just sunk there in this little beach, but actually coming here in real life. But now that I'm here, I can see it's part of this huge moo barn, this private, like, gated community basically. And it also kind of, I think it's also a resort as well. Basically loads of houses, loads of people living here and on their holiday. There's a little bar and it's beautiful, and it's on this gorgeous sheltered bay. And then just here on the other side, this is where all of the car ferries are coming in. So this is where we began our video, and this is where we're going to end, because just over that hill there, that is the beginning of the east side of the island, where there's countless beach clubs, restaurants, bars, nightclubs, loads of activities, loads of things to do, and all of the usual Koh Chang things like waterfalls and beautiful beaches. And we're going to be exploring that side of the island in the next video, which I'll start filming tomorrow. We're going to check out of the beautiful Sunrise Resort and make my way to a new place, get settled, and spend another 3 days exploring that side of Koh Chang. If you've enjoyed this video so far, please give the video a like, subscribe if you're new, and if you want to see what the other side of Koh Chang is like, don't worry, you can watch it right now by clicking right here. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed Koh Chang. I loved my time here, and I can't wait to see what I get up to in this video.